In this developing world, we have people becoming scientists, biomedical engineers, nanotechnologists, neurosurgeons, and many more. But how is this even possible for them? How do they remember and recall all the concepts whenever needed? Well, that's what I'm going to talk about today. How does the brain store information? So first let me tell you a story, because who doesn't like listening to stories, right? In 1953, there was this youngster who cracked his skull in an accident called Henry Molaison, but famously known as HM. He was treated by a famous neurosurgeon called William Scoville, and the doctor decided to remove his hippocampus. Wait, this is not some kind of college campus for hippos to go in. Okay, that was a joke. But it got its name from a Greek word hippocampos, which means seahorse, because it clearly resembles a seahorse. So hippocampus is this area deep inside the brain whose length is just 40 to 52 millimeters. But this tiny part plays a vital role in our memory formation. So there are mainly two kinds of memory, long-term and short-term memory. This long-term memory is basically an aggregate of a bunch of short-term memories. Memory formation involves a lot of steps. When you first receive a piece of information, it can be anything, like what you saw, heard, smelled, touched, or even what you felt. It is first transcribed by the neurons on the cortex. Then it is transported to the hippocampus, where special proteins work to strengthen the connections between the neurons. Now, if the experience was strong enough, or if you recall it periodically for a few days, it is sent back to the cortex for permanent storage. Now we know why repetition is key if we want to learn something new. Neurons later act as an index, and as one recalls a memory, the index specifically calls different parts of the brain. Memory is stored in molecular level, and just like all the other parts of the body, they are carbon-based organic materials and can be broken down into simpler substances. Brain is constantly being recorded and rewritten because human beings have to constantly adapt to the changing environment. Now, what does forgetting something mean? It might be that the brain drops the info during breaking down of molecules, or because it was recorded, rewritten, and changed many times that it cannot properly recall the data. So, back to the story. In HM's case, even though his past memory was intact, he couldn't form new ones because his hippocampus was removed. He knew how to walk, talk, eat, or tie his shoes because all those come under procedural memory, which depends on the basal ganglia and the cerebellum, but wouldn't remember what his name was, how many meals he ate, and what was he doing just 15 minutes ago, because these come under the declarative memory and depends on the hippocampus. So now you might have got an idea of what's going on inside your head. Thank you for watching.